So next, resuming to the demonstration on Google Meet attendance. And let us see the demo here. As soon as we search for Google Meet attendance, we'll get to know this link, first link. And when we click on this, we'll get some options of the extensions which have been developed already. And it would be asked to add to Chrome for the extensions. When you will scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see multiple options for these extensions. Like there are 3 extensions for Google Meet attendance, which you can use while synchronous sessions. Meet attendance, then Google Meet attendance, and then it is Google Meet attendance again. So this is a simple way to record whosoever has attended a Google Meet session. And once you click upon this, it will ask you to add this particular extension to your Chrome browser. So as I have already added this Meet attendance, so it's marked added here. And as soon as I have added this Meet attendance, there is an extension which appears in my browser window. And this extension is disabled right now, but as soon as we enter into synchronous session, this is going to active during that session, and a corresponding Excel sheet will be generated. So let's just enter into a Google Meet. Let's do a Google Meet, and then let us try to see where this Excel sheet will be available for you. So now I'll join and I'll copy this information, and then I'll try to join this Meet from some other account as well. So here, when you have hosted your Google Meet, you can see that there are participants, and when you click upon these participants now, and as you have your extension added to the Chrome, you can see a new feature which is added along with people in chat here. So this is your attendance, Meet attendance extension which is added, and here you can see that one participant, that is you as host, has logged in, and also this extension has become active into my window. So this is like the Meet attendance extension will start working from now onwards. And suppose if we try to say log in from some other account, so we have to see if the number changes from 1 to 2 or not. So we'll just try to enter into this meeting, and then we'll see if it works well. So now I'll ask to join, and I think on the other window there will be admit option which comes. Now I have also joined, and now we have to see that there. Now we once it is done, then we have to just toggle it on and off so that the students or whosoever participant has joined has been updated upon this. And once this is updated, then you can just click upon this Excel sheet, and then you want to import this Excel sheet to your Google spreadsheet as well. So you can go with this, and the attendance will be automatically recorded in the form of timestamps. So we can see the number has increased from 1 to 2, and now as soon as the students start joining, so you'll get this sheet updated. And in the videos which are available with the extensions, when you will download, kindly clearly see all the instructions how you are going to use that particular extension, because sometimes you have to toggle on or off in between to update this sheet or to update the participants who have entered at a particular time on this synchronous session. So let us log out and see how we are going to record, or how we are going to visualize this attendance through the extension we have downloaded. So once we are done with this synchronous session, we can end the meeting. And after we end the meeting, we can go to the spreadsheet options, which is available in your logged in account. So you can go to the spreadsheet, these are the sheets, Google Sheets, which are available. And when you click upon these sheets, you will get this window where you can see your Meet attendance has been recorded for the synchronous sessions. For example, if we just want to know the attendance, so here we can see that there are multiple entries, and the students entry will be done row wise, and there will be a timestamp here which will record the time of the start of session and the logged in users as well. So a row will be maintained for every single student here. So as you have 60 or 120 students in your class, there will be 120 entries in the row, and this complete the corresponding columns to a particular row is going to record all the timestamps. So these timestamps can also record the lag of switching of the students into the online sessions due to some network or technical issues. For example, somebody logged in here at this timestamp, and somehow due to some network or technical issue the student has logged off or get disconnected. Then again, when he or she enters into the class, then there will be a new timestamp which will be generated automatically here on this sheet, and then the student name will appear here. Or similarly, if there is a long lag, or there is a gap, a large gap of joining and leaving the sessions, then there will be a complete lag in this complete row for that particular student, that will allow you to understand whether the student has joined back or not, or at what time the student has joined back. So we had a very interesting question in the previous meeting, that is there anything which can be like or through Google or so, or these online tools will be able to know whether a student has intentionally logged out from the system, or there was actually some network or technical issue. Because sometimes, suppose your class starts at 11 and somebody logs in, and then when you're about to finish, the students again rejoin the session just to make his presence or her presence available to the instructor. So this is one of the extension Google Meet attendance, which can allow you to see the patterns. Like from one day attendance, we might not be able to come to a specific pattern, but if you have any doubt on any student who is from 3 or some 4 sessions attendance, you are observing the same pattern of joining and leaving for a particular student, then it could be brought into the notice of the student. So this is an extra exercise we have to come up with to ensure that the attendance thing is actually being implemented in an effective way. So as I already said, that the attendance not being a compulsion, but the enforcement on students is to motivate them, to encourage them to join these synchronous sessions, so that they can get maximum benefit from the sessions, and they can have their queries within the lecture and after the lecture. And this could help the instructor and the student to move progressively into their course content as well. So this is about the attendance, Google Meet attendance demo. And then we'll see the demo on Google Slides, what all we can do using the Google Slides. So Google Slide is another tool to prepare the learning resources or structure your content. This is also a free online presentation tool to create, to edit, to collaborate, and to present whenever you want to share your content with your students. So when you go to the Google Slides, you'll find that you can create a new presentation as well. And also you can pick any presentation which you have shared on your drive, and then you can just edit that in Google Slide to ensure more features, or introduce some new features into those slides as well. For example, like if I took the already stored slide on the Google Drive, I can edit it in Google Slides. And then what are all the options which are available here? So as we have seen in the slides, that there is a nice feature of that voice speaker notes. So we can always add our voice to the slides, and then we can generate the corresponding transcripts. So either when we are in present mode, when we are presenting the screen, so we can do that, or otherwise we can in advance we can do this transcript generation from the slides, and then we can share those slides recorded presentations to the students as well. So when you go to the tools into Google Slides, you will find this voice speaker notes. So as soon as you click this, you will find this option to record a particular slide with your voice. For example, if I start upon this slide, so my presentation is to, yeah, so continue editing. There are some, my presentation is, okay, let me just enable this recording button. Um, yeah, to start with this slide, capacity and technologies to handle big data. This is the presentation for today we are going to learn. And yeah, so you can see that there is a transcript, there is a note which has been generated as soon as I start speaking upon the particular slide. For example, we can go to this slide and then we can record the notes for the slides as well. So big data has moved from 3 V's to 4 V's, that is volume, velocity, variety, and veracity. So sometimes, yeah. So this is how we can record the transcripts for the slides as well. So this is one of the option we can go with using Google Slides. Another inbuilt features are to enable this question and answer window for the students. Suppose you want to directly present, you have already built Google Slide with you and you want to present through Google Slides. So you can use this as well. Here you have a pointer which you can use to explain your diagram or any kind of architecture flow or control flow for the which is being used into the content. And then there are Q&A, which is again a very nice feature which is inbuilt with Google Slides. So you can start a new question here, you can post a question, and then there could be a discussion board which will start appearing for the students as well. So audience can ask the questions and answers, and there will be a discussion forum. And along with this, we have the notes as well. So with all the slides, we can show the notes which have already been recorded using that voice option. There is also a caption option which you can always enable, and then whatever you speak out, those captions will come along with. It works like voice speaker notes. Yeah, and then there are some more features using this Google Slide. So this is how we can make use of Google Slide, and you always are able to create a new presentation as well. You can design a new presentation here, sharing different themes, and again using different tools for this. Then there is an option of share. You can directly share your presentation once you're ready with your Google Slide or so, and then you can share it with the students. You can share it to the Google group IDs, or if you have any group which is already formulated, so you can go with that and just see if you have this shareable links which can be generated as well, and you can share those links on Google Classroom and on your Drive as well. So this is how Google Slides can be used. And next we'll see a demo upon Google Forms. So Google Form is another simple basic learning tool which we can always use along with the synchronous sessions. So we can always create different things, different kind of like structuring material from the Google Forms. We can create quizzes, we can create an attendance form as well, and we can create small assignments, we can create some feedback surveys, etc., using all these Google Forms. So I think we had already covered the Google Form creation into the Google Classroom as well. So you have this untitled form where you can give a title to your form, and then you can have a question which can be typed here, and then you can start adding multiple options. And here you have different features of adding any, like you want to go for multiple choice, you want to add a question, or you want to import the questions which are already been designed on your laptops in some Word document or so, you can always add titles, description, you can add an image as well, you can add videos, and you can also add the sections or subsections for a particular question. So this is a Google form which can be used, or Google Docs. So Google form and Google Docs have almost the same structures. Like if I go to Google Docs, so we can also use the Google Docs to create different again different kinds of sharing this material in the form of quizzes, in the form of assignments or so. So this is a doc, Google Doc. The another feature which could be utilized from the Google Docs is you can use it as whiteboard. So you can start typing upon this, and then you can ask, or you can invite few students from your class to collaborate, and they are allowed to edit upon this Google Doc or so. So this way you can just see, and you can record all the edits as well. You can see the version history, and whatever new edits have been made by the students can all be recorded. So you can just create an assignment here, a question here, and you can invite all the students on this Google Docs. And individually there are some settings which you can have where all the students will have an access to this doc, and they will have their own copy of this Google Doc, and they are allowed to do edits on their own copies. So this is how you can use this Google Doc feature as well. So this is about the learning resource tools which are available to create your content or to structure your content for online classes. So to end with the demonstration, I just want to bring to our notice that there is a Google Meet enhancement suite where few more features have been added into the Google Meet, and you have more of the basic features where you can auto mute microphone on join, you can auto video off can be set to on join, or so you can quickly leave a hangout by pressing some short keys and quickly start, and auto caption options can also start. And along with that you have individual extensions as well. Suppose we are not going to get this enhancement suite to be downloaded, so we can have different extensions which are available. Like there is an extension for the mute all participants, so you can use that in case you want every student to be on mute while you are delivering your lecture, and then you can ask the students to unmute, and then they can have their queries to be discussed. So these are all learning resource tools which can be utilized for structuring your online content for the students. So this is all for the demonstrations. Thank you.